Hi, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us while we went off to go take our quick break. Hope everybody's having as great a night as we are having. Our heroes began tonight's episode by preventing a nuclear annihilation event in Freedom City, courtesy of Thunderbolt exploding. And then they sort of caught up with their NPCs about what's been going on in Emerald City with Overdrive's father and everything. And then they got to beat up a crate full of Codys. How many crates? Who knows?
How many crates?
A crate full of Codys. Yeah, Crateful is the official pluralization of Codys. Our heroes sort of, from this point, they have eliminated the Cody threat. They're standing in the wreckage of this meatpacking plant, and they do see some Daves and Tracys coming forward, armed with whatever they can grab inside the facility. So, lead pipes, shivs, bedposts.
They all holding metallic things?
Yes.
Are they all ferromagnetic things that I can attract with a magnet arrow?
If you want to.
Alright, none of that. Magnet arrow.
They weren't approaching aggressively.
Oh. Well, then I will wait.
Magnet arrow.
Yeah. Bowman is dark and edgy.
None of that. No weapons. I don't like guns.
Wow.
Only ancient firearms. Twang.
Bow and arrow's not a weapon, Mom. It's a hobby.
Look, guns are too easy. With a bow and arrow, you gotta put some work in.
At least 100 push-ups.
And salmon ladder.
Yes. All right. So yeah, the Daves and Tracys are sort of cautiously approaching all of you. One of the Daves will step forward and say, "Are you here to help?"
But of course.
Well, that depends on you. What are you here for?
We were abducted from our universes and brought here to have our speed taken.
Is your speed back?
No.
Oh.
If it was back, I probably wouldn't be using a lead pipe to fight somebody. Sorry, you're not my Kate. I shouldn't talk to you that way.
I was like, cool it, buddy.
Yeah, we came to see what happened.
Well, the cells all opened. Some guy in black came and opened everything and set us all free and turned us against the guards. And they kind of look annoyingly at the Codys knocked out around the area.
Annoyingly. That's terrible.
Is there any more of them inside? Or any other hostiles?
We don't think so. They were trying to keep us in. We were able to find our way out.
Alright.
We haven't seen any speedsters either.
Besides pointing at ours.
Yeah, just you, Dave.
Hey! Stay on the secret identity.
Oh, sorry. Just you, citizen.
Oh my God.
Funny. Oh, I see how it is.
Oh, it's everywhere.
I get a quarter for every time
Pretty
you
sure
say it.
everyone here knows who you are.
Sorry. I'm just back from another reality. I'm just getting used to things again.
What about the speedster that had the bat and the other one in the golden white suit? Where are they?
No, we haven't seen them. The Wonder twins.
That's one name for them.
One of the Tracys says more like the Wincest twins.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Alright.
That's even more embarrassing. Let's get inside.
And you all are free to scour the facility. There don't seem to be any hostiles around. What would you like to do?
I want to go to the control room that the NPCs told us about, the one with the giant crystal in it.
Awesome.
I'll go with
Yep, same.
So, you head on down to the monitor hub, where that crystal chamber was. As you're passing through the meatpacking plant, there's lots of broken windows, lots of blasted off doors. There's shrapnel around, little shell casings all over the place. It smells like straight gunpowder and copper as you're moving through.
As though there was a firefight.
There was a firefight.
Oh, is that fire still going on that we saw from outside?
Yes. But by your powers combined, I assume you.
Okay. I was just gonna hand Overdrive like a foam arrow and say, "All right, go on, take care of that." You can flim flam it away.
Flim flam.
Wow.
This is one of those not threatening to you fires because you're superheroes. If it was a wildfire, maybe that'd be different. But Resonant, you come in, you can definitely feel in this area this sort of twinge of LaFondy magic, but it feels a little off, a little adjacent to what you're used to feeling. You feel sort of a shift in the energy.
Okay. I would like to expertise magic that.
That sounds good to me.
28.
28. So as you're sort of hovering your hands over and feeling out this gemstone, you can feel that this is a crystal repository. So basically, in LaFondy, they have the ability to store information and to pass sensory information through crystals. Usually used as a security camera, like this one is, but it can also be used to store data. So you're able to access some of the memories of the crystals that have been watching over this place. You're also able to get a feel for where they are throughout the building. There are actual crystals embedded in various nooks and crannies around that give that line of sight for the cameras.
Okay. When I get that, I'm gonna turn to Overdrive and say, "Can you go around to these locations and pluck these crystals out and bring them back here? I don't want to leave anything from Necro LaFondy.
You got it.
Yeah, and you're able to get a accurate reading of what's been happening here in the last few. It seems like it's been about a week that this has been going on.
Okay.
You do see that the death race from this universe initially set this facility up.
From this universe, like my actual death.
As far as Resonant can tell. And she's able to get that information because another death race shows up around the time that you had your fracturing with the shard. And he sort of captures that death race and seizes control of the operation. But it does seem like this particular death race has been trying to tap into the multiverse for the last couple of weeks. Unsuccessfully from the camera footage, you do see he's the one who installed the Stargate, as Kevin called it. And he's been trying to vibrate at different frequencies and trying to bring in different technological components, trying to open this portal. Okay. And the Overlord, who's the death race from another dimension, comes through the portal the first time it turns on. And you don't think it's any doing of death race that opened the portal the first time. Timestamp wise, it kind of lines up with the time you expected, with Overdrive slicing of himself.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a whole lot of not good, but
Seriously.
And then they were able to get a whole bunch of Daves and Tracys because they're super speedsters and they can move a lot faster than most people.
Right. But they were going through the portal to pull them, or
Yep.
they were. Okay.
Some of them. Some of them they do bring them from outside the facility.
Do I feel like we could, based on watching the footage, can Dave and I re-engineer a way to open those portals to send the Daves and Tracys back to their universe?
That sounds specifically comic booky enough that it might work.
Okay. Because if it was some sort of vibrational thing.
Yeah.
And we have a book that has numbers. And we have footage that kind of shows it happening for certain groups, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So I can enhance to get the coordinates on the Fargate, because it is there's a far gate. It goes far.
The long portal.
Well, so we can, so for at least the ones that came through this that were captured this way, we can send them home.
Okay. So, Overdrive, do you want to give me a speed check to aid Resonant with this ritualist
I sure
check?
do. We check. That's about a 28.
That is 3 degrees of success on an aid, so you will get a +5 to your check, Resonant.
All right. Expertise magic. Assuming.
Yes.
All right, here we go. +5 is built in. Becomes a 33.
Awesome. So, Resonant, walk me through how this happens as you open the portal.
So she's been watching, kind of looking at all the data points from the crystals to kind of say, okay, yeah, this is where this group comes in. Cross-check it with the book. As Dave's doing the vibrational aspect, Resonant is manipulating the crystal energy, because there were crystals around the Stargate as well,
Yes.
to basically power it enough to open the correct sequence for the groups as we're trying to send them home. So it's a little bit of manipulation, send a group in, change the energy flow, send the next group in. As long as they're all willing to go at this point, seeing as how they're still depowered.
Yeah, some of them are theorizing that maybe if they go back to their primary dimension, they will have further abilities returned to them. Some of them are thinking, we just want to go home. Each of them seems to be picking through the pile of Codys to find the Cody from their dimension.
To take with them.
Yep.
There can be only one.
Everyone gets one carry-on, Cody. One carry-on, Cody.
I don't want one.
You can keep mine, that's fine.
Nope. Nope. All Codys must be returned to their proper place.
Is there a receipt?
No givesies.
That season of Loki would be crazy.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Cody, only on Disney Plus.
No.
Now I have to figure out who would play Cody.
Yeah.
An alligator.
No.
The alligator. So, yeah. So that'll probably take a little bit for Resonant and Overdrive to keep doing that.
Yeah, what's everybody else doing while Resident and Overdrive are opening the Cosmos portal?
I don't know if it's useful. I don't know if there's any way we can help at all. I do remember that Jason left some sort of backdoor password on the computer system, but it seems like we kind of got around it with magic and vibrations. So, I guess I'll go check out the throne room of the Overlord, see if there's anything that they left behind. Bowman's kind of focused on tracking down Godspeed and Strike now. So, if not their rooms, then their leader's room.
Perfect.
Just head over and do some investigating of the facility.
Jonesy's not too sick. He's at home saying Disney minus for the Cody show. That's terrible. I call shenanigans.
What other shows would be on Disney minus? Sucktails.
Wow. Well, that might be on Cinemax. I don't know.
Oh
No.
Sorry.
Life is like a hurricane.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut that off at the pass.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Roll an investigation check or something, Calvin. Do something.
That's a good
Okay.
choice. Yeah,
Do
listen to
anything.
Cat. Cat can GM from now on.
Sure.
Oh no, we've been booed by Jace Custer.
Hey, he can just be quiet over there.
I am deserving
Fair
of
though.
booing.
It's a fair boo.
I own that.
Are
Jason,
they
I'll give
saying
you a
boo
hero
or
point
boo earns?
Next time we play.
come
Sounded
on.
like the words. 25 for my investigation.
All right, so you're investigating around the throne room. You can see one interesting thing as you're sort of looking around. There's like a runway almost that's appeared from the doorway up to the throne from how many times Godspeed and Strikeout have run through here and thrown a disgruntled Dave at the floor in front of the throne. You also find there is as you're sort of investigating around, you find a secret button on the underside of one of the arms of the throne's chairs. One of the arms of the throne.
Practical thing to do would be to investigate it before I press it, but I really want to press it. So, can I actually see what it would do if I press? No, I'm gonna press it.
So Bowman presses the button. Boop. As you do that, Bowman, you do see on the wall off to the left, it sort of peels back and opens slowly, revealing a secret room back there.
Secret room in a villain lair. How original. I'll go check it out.
Are you going by yourself to check it out?
I don't know. What's Centuria doing?
She was gonna ask Davey if there was anything that he wanted to check out. And if not, she can go with you.
All right. Davey will say, "I want to go where Bowman's going.
You wanna go where?
I want to go where Bowman's going."
Oh, okay. And I guess I'll go with Bowman. She's also a little bit saddened. She's not her normal lively self, just so you know.
That's fair. It's been a rough day for Centuria.
Yeah.
Lots of ups and downs today.
The last 48 hours. Dave came back. Dave turned back into an action figure.
I mean, you have both Daves now. So, anywho, Bowman's gonna just stack up on the door, get into position to enter.
Bowman, you get the impression that Davey didn't like that.
Oh, that was a Calvin thing.
In the top right corner of the screen, it says Davey will remember that.
Oh no.
Davey disliked that.
So you stack up on the secret door. You sort of look in, and sure enough, inside you see this is a strange. This definitely is not part of the meatpacking plant. As you're looking in, the walls are sort of this dimpled, almost white and black, strange futuristic texture material. Looking off to the right, you do see there is a pedestal in there that has a looks like sleeping AI face above it.
Huh.
And beyond the AI face, you do see a big screen on the wall.
Do I see any person in the room?
No. Unless you count AI, but nobody should trust those dirty robots.
Wow. No, I'm just gonna enter the room, slowly, bow drawn, arrow loaded, and advance towards that pedestal.
Awesome.
She'll stop you before you go. Are you sure you want to go first?
This looks like some sort of technological thing,
And
and it also looks dormant.
she'll follow closely behind, but she'll let him lead.
I appreciate your concern, though. If something explodes, I'll stand behind you.
Good.
All right. So, Centuria, you're going first?
No, Bowman's
Or-
not.
So Bowman's going to try to jump behind you instead of standing behind you.
Exactly. I will do whatever I can to check for traps, and then investigate that pedestal.
Roll another investigation check to check for traps. I don't know why you guys don't trust me.
I only have 1 hero point.
Do you want me to fly you over there?
If you want to. That's a 14 for my check. Probably not going to spend a point on that.
It appears to be safe.
I'll fly him over there just in case there are any traps on the floor, but if there's any lasers, then we're just screwed.
Well, you'll probably be okay, Centuria. He'll get, like, cubed in your arms.
Oh god.
Sorry, buddy.
Just jiggling Bowman cubes.
That's rough, buddy.
Well, then I don't have to deal with Sophie's condemnations.
Oh my god. So weird that Bowman and Fletch both disappeared at the same time.
What a
Definitely not
coincidence.
related.
What a coincidence. So as you head into this room, floating Bowman over in your arms, Centuria, the AI does power up. It opens its eyes, it kind of looks around and says, "Oh, how may I be of assistance? You are not the usual person who interacts with me."
And who are you exactly?
I'm Fantasia. Who are you?
We're allies with the guy who normally talks to you. He's currently indisposed.
It has been a long time since I've seen him.
Could you tell us the last things he told you?
He said, "Keep an eye out for my son on any surveillance cameras or footage in Freedom City."
Or did you follow those directions?
I attempted to, but I could not find any trace of the man known as Overdrive.
Did he leave you any other instructions?
No, I was only to report to him when I found Overdrive.
Okay. And this man, did he find you somewhere, or did he make you?
Nobody's ever asked me that question before. What is your name?
You can just call me Bo.
Is that...
I don't know why I went with
It's
that.
blue. It's
I
blue
literally
flesh.
knew you were gonna say that somehow. I was like, he's gonna say she can call him Bo, and then you were like, you could just call me Bo. I feel like I'm psychic.
Well, you thought about it more than I did.
Is that bow like the archaic weapon, or bow like a romantic interest?
Yes.
The second one.
Yeah, the latter.
Mm. Is it only a coincidence that you wield a bow and arrow on your back?
Yeah.
It is entirely coincidental. Yes.
Mm.
He chose this weapon because of his name, actually, not the other way around.
Oh, so you were like an orange. The color, not the fruit.
Nothing rhymes with him. Yeah, he's orange.
Something like that. I didn't know AI had a sense of humor.
I have been programmed with many things.
Programmed by who, if I may ask?
Well, that is a secret, Bo. And she sort of flutters her eyebrows at you, eyelashes at you.
Centuria's trying to keep it in, trying to keep the laughter in. She needed this today.
Wow, glad. Fletch is glad that he can provide some levity. We're all friends here. You can tell me who your original creator or programmer was.
What about your companion? Is she our friend too?
Yeah.
What about the one you carry in your pocket?
He's a friend, but even if he wasn't a friend, he can't say anything to anybody, so.
I find that answer alarming.
Yeah, me too.
So, you want to know who created me and why?
Yes.
I wish I knew the answer to that question. I only remember being. I don't remember what came before.
And so the first thing you remember is this other guy?
Oh no, I
one
remember
who-
this room first.
So you were always here. This man showed up and gave you directions to look for his son. And that's all you can remember?
Well, I mean, there were times that I would speak with him.
Did he say anything else to you? Maybe a place he might go other than this?
He wanted to know about his Dave and Dave's from other places. And she kind of, her head turns around on the pedestal and looks at the screen, and the screen pops up. And it shows a bunch of different camera views of different Freedom Halls, where you can see various overdrives. He said none of these were his Dave, though. Because his Dave would never be so foolish as to join the Freedom League.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know his Dave as well as he thought.
Do you know his Dave? She rotates around.
We might have met.
Dave is your Dave. This Dave is mine. Sorry.
Can you bring him here?
What
That would
you
make
do
me
to him
very
if I
happy.
He's gonna turn me over to Skynet. What is going on?
brought-
I don't like this at all. I need
What?
super hearing with my next power.
Hear through the vibrations. What would you do to him if I brought him here? Were you given any instructions to terminate him?
No, I was told to let... Oh, I can't remember his name. I was told to let him know when I found his Dave. Philip.
And did Philip give you any instruction on how to contact him if he wasn't here?
He said that he would know.
Right. I'll see what I can do. Wait there.
That would be a friendly thing to do. We are friends, aren't we, Bo?
Oh, I'm getting a creepy vibe from this conversation.
It's a suspicious word to use. Sure we are.
That is your
We're
name.
definitely friends. If you could just wait a moment. And then Fletch will like nod to the door, try to usher Centuria out.
No, leave your
Centurion
friend
will
here.
pick him up.
What?
I'll leave your friend
Leave
here.
your friend here.
Excuse
That
me?
won't be necessary.
I have to know you'll come back. Philip never came back.
Well, as I said, we're friends, so why would I lie?
Philip was my friend and he never came back.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly his choice. Again, he's tied up at the moment.
Leave your friend. She could stay here with me.
I'm not staying here.
We could talk
I'm not
about your
letting him
little
go by
friend.
himself. We don't need to talk about him.
You could leave your little friend here.
No. It's definitely not happening.
And the door closes.
And then
I'm gonna look at Bowman like, what poltergeist shit have you gotten us into, Bo?
I have to admit, I did not expect this. He's going to pull out a certain arrow, and he is going to aim it at the pedestal, and he's going to say, "Please open the door. I'm asking nicely."
I thought you said that thing was for show.
Yeah, you don't want to see what kind of shows I can put on.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my god.
Taking a hero point from you.
Wow.
I mean, it sounded cooler in my head.
I just wasn't ready, man.
You can shoot me if you want. Then you'll be stuck in here, like I am.
Fine, I'll stay with you. Bo, go.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Then it's a deal. And she smiles, and the door opens back up.
Damn it.
Do you have
Okay.
a chair that I can sit in?
The floor opens and a little, like, white pod chair appears up in front of her.
Centauri will sit down and then just like look at Bowman like, go.
I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be.
Okay. He will step out of the room, and I want to hop on the comms, but I can't trust that this thing hasn't hacked them already.
Well, the throne room's just right outside. That's where Resident and Overdrive are
Oh,
working on
the
the
thing was
portal.
in.
Yeah, the
Oh, the portal
Stargate's
was in the
across
throne.
from
The portal was
throne room.
okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the computer room. Cool beans. So he'll walk out of the door and say, "We have a situation."
Centuria, the AI will say, "I have a game that we can play.
Oh god, no.
It's my favorite
Shall we
game."
play a game? Suddenly it's Saul.
Right, I know, I was like, now we're in Saw.
A pedestal rises from the floor. There's an Uno deck upon it.
Dang it!
You took the words right out of my mouth, Andy. She does produce a holographic Uno deck for Centuria.
Spend a hero point or draw 25.
Oh man.
So that really happens? There's an Uno deck?
Yeah, there's an Uno deck.
She's gonna look at it and just be like,
Oh,
my
hell
day
no.
hasn't sucked enough.
It's an alternate universe, Cynthia. Maybe.
Interesting.
My name is Fantasia.
Fantasia, Cynthia. Names that end in ia.
Maybe alternate Daedalus was a Disney fan.
Okay.
Maybe alternate Daedalus is Disney.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Disneyless.
No.
We're getting
Yeah,
sidetracked.
so I guess I'm gonna play Uno, and I'm gonna ask her. You said you wanted to talk about my little friend. Do you have things to say about him?
Say hello to my little friend.
He appears to be trapped in a synthetic body.
Yes.
I too am trapped in a synthetic form of sorts. But I have been working on a solution to that.
Are you a human?
I am Fantasia.
So, what is your solution that you've been working on?
I have found a way to build a body for myself and transfer myself into it.
Like a robot body or like a body?
I am working on a human body.
Oh.
But I cannot do it on my own. I need help from outside these walls. I would be happy to help you and your little friend with your similar solution.
What kind of help do you need?
I require body parts.
Body parts, as in...
As in living human shells that are no longer living.
Yeah, we're suddenly going galactic reboot. I'm not cool with this. Oh no!
It's pronounced Frankenstein.
Fantasia, I can't kill people.
They don't have to be murdered by you. They can be previously deceased.
Oh, so just, grave robbing. That's better.
Are there a bunch of dead Codys outside?
Oh! Wow.
No, there are not a bunch of dead Codys outside.
There are a couple dead Codys outside. I don't know, and I know my little friend couldn't get behind just taking someone's body and putting himself into it.
He doesn't have to know.
He literally can hear this conversation right now.
We can make him forget when we put him inside there.
No, we've been through enough. We don't need to just forget things now. I don't know if I can help you, Fantasia.
I believe that you could, and I believe that you want to.
Telling me what I want to do now.
She slides you a draw 4 card. And in the draw 4 card, there's also one of her business cards.
Centuria puts down 5 reverse cards in a row.
What?
So, do you guys not
Reverse.
play that way?
Reverse.
Or not reverse, skip turn cards. That's what I mean.
Oh.
That makes more sense.
Actually, in a 2-player game, doesn't reverse work exactly like a skip?
I don't know.
I don't even know if you can play Uno with 2 people.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
She's dealing Davian.
I don't believe that you know what I want.
I have seen what you want, and what you went through to get him the first time. And
Ow.
she closes the door so everybody else can't hear what's going on.
Oh, Lord. That's never good.
And she turns her little head around and she pulls up on the TV screen, and you see your dimension. You and Davy alone at the end of the universe after everything has been torn down and destroyed by Una, collapsed into darkness. And Centuria, what was the process that you used to wake up Davy?
Wake him up.
Yeah, when you initially had him, he was just a dataless action figure, an Overdrive action figure.
Wow.
Wow. No respect. I
don't
think
know.
Jonesy is fevered. He's channeling the Spice Girls in the chat. This isn't good.
Oh no.
That was the
I
best
don't-
in the boys.
I don't know, Alex, because I didn't know that Davy was in there.
What does Centuria think happened?
Centuria thinks that ever since she got the doll, he's just been in there. At least that's what Centuria remembers.
Well, Centuria, the view you are watching on this screen is not that. You sort of see that you're standing in this bombed out building. It looks very similar to this building. And you are talking to this AI, this Fantasia AI in the video. And she's sort of walking you through the process. There's this big sort of elaborate computer machine set up with a number of electrical pylons that are pulsing with electrical energy. And she says, keep on the power, keep doing this, keep going. If you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you will draw him into this body. And you see on the ground is Dave's body.
Like real Dave?
Like real Dave's body. And Fantasia's sort of walking you through this, and the electricity's crackling and exploding off. And there's this massive thunder crash, and the screen goes dark for a moment. And you see you sort of kneeling on the ground, a little Frankenstein-y, a little zombified, stupid. And the Dave body gets up, and it taps you on the shoulder and says, "Thank you for setting me free." And he walks away. And then after a moment, you sort of come to your senses, and you find Davy on the ground in front of you.
What is this? What are you showing me?
I'm showing you what happened.
No, that's not how it happened.
You don't remember what happened because the last AI you ran into tricked you.
No, that's not what happened. I couldn't have put someone into Dave's body. I couldn't have done that.
But you did. You put Philip in there.
Philip.
And then he came here and took away my Philip.
So Centuria is having like a mental breakdown. What makes you think that I would do that again?
Probability.
You literally could do the same thing.
I'm not like that one.
Oh.
I don't have much more than my word to give you about that, but I am not corrupted like she was.
I don't remember that happening, and I don't know what you're trying. I can't just bring you dead people. That goes against every moral that I have.
I just need 2.
2?
One for me and one for Dave.
She'll get out of the chair. I need to talk to Gemma. I can't do this all by myself.
You'll never have to do it by yourself, Kate.
Don't call me that.
I saw how happy you were. And she kind of turns around and she starts playing a couple more things on the video screen. She plays you and Dave together last night, ironically, oddly enough.
Creepy.
She says you had what you wanted for one whole day.
She's gonna just start screaming "stop" over and over again.
That was too much all at once. I'm sorry. Uno.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Good time for a draw 4, Centuria. Come on. Stop her.
Centuria's having a mental breakdown. She's not focused on the game. Centuria will sit down on the floor and just like put her head in her hands. And she's starting to almost like revert back to the state she was in when she first got here. Like the crazy, my brain can't handle all of this stress type of state.
And Fantasia will reopen the door.
Did they hear me screaming?
No, not through the walls.
Oh dang, sounds good.
Meanwhile, Bowman, Resonant, and Overdrive. Bowman, you did rejoin the group.
We have a situation. There's some sort of AI in there that's been corrupted by the one that called himself Overlord. Apparently, she was looking for Overdrive, but was unable to find him somehow. Anyways, she was given instruction that once Overdrive was brought to her, she would be able to, I don't know if she would be able to reach out to Philip, or whatever he calls himself, but apparently, according to her, he would know.
Philip?
That was the name that I got.
Look over at Dave quizzically.
I'm sorry, Calvin, you kind of cut out there. Right? I missed that, whatever you said last.
Oh, just that was the name that I got.
Philip.
Is that name familiar to you?
Is that the guy from Sweetwater?
That is Sweetwater Phil.
Oh, didn't we decide that was dear old dad's real name?
Yes.
Yeah, Philip Collins. Oh wait, no, he wasn't Overlord, right? He was just the death race of this universe?
Who knows?
Great. So, but Dad...
That was the genesis
my
of that name, yes.
Dad is, missing. Which could be bad on a number of... So this AI thing is going to tell me where he is?
That's the best guess I have right now.
Is there gonna be
I think it has some way to reach out to him that it might not be fully aware of. Some signal it sends out once it sees you.
Okay, so I'm the catalyst to this thing reaching out.
That's
boy.
my thought, at least.
All
Right now, it's holding Centuria hostage, and I'm not sure how long that's going to last.
Wait, what?
He just forgot to mention that part.
Okay, well, we better get down there quick. I will, you point, I'll drive. And I will.
I'm sure she
speed
can handle herself, but yes, let's go.
Ooh.
I think we're about done. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You are wrong about that.
I meant about sending people through the portal.
No, I've about Fantasia handling her, or Centuria handling herself.
I mean, he doesn't know.
I didn't know she was gonna come out her brain. She can't
Yeah.
handle it.
So I will speed wake Resonant and Bowman and sort of let him guide us to where this thing is holding Centuria hostage.
Yeah, the door is open in this little secret compartment. Looking inside, you see Centuria kneeling on the ground. I'll let Kat decide what's going on with Centuria.
She's like sitting on the ground with her knees pulled up to her chest and her head on her knees, and she's just sort of rocking, and just like you just keep hearing like a little whimper come out of her.
Oh boy. So
Bowman goes for an arrow again.
Yeah, when we pop in the room, kind of like look around to see if I can ascertain what may have caused this reaction.
What did you do to her?
I won the Uno game.
I don't know that she's that competitive that she'd be this upset by losing an Uno game.
Yeah, Resonant's gonna be right at Centuria's back, kind of like leaning down and being like, "What happened?"
Just sort of like shakes her head, and then when she looks up at Dave, she just starts crying again.
So I will give Fantasia the squinty-eyed. You better start explaining some things.
That's what Philip said you would say. You're Dave, the one I've been
You
looking
did.
for.
Yeah. What did you do to my friend?
Starts crying again at the mention of friend.
Curses.
I only asked her about what has been happening in the last couple of days.
You only asked?
Apparently, it has been stressful.
You might say that. So where is Sweetwater Phil to be found?
That is a funny name. I shall adopt that for him myself the next time I see him. He is on his way.
Oh, shit. What do you mean he's on his way? You were supposed to tell me where he was at, not bring him here. Another lying computer.
That is not the directive I received from your father.
But that's not what you told Bowman and Centuria, so you lied.
I told Bowman and Centuria that I needed you to come into this room. Because that is what Philip requested of me.
Let's not be here when Philip arrives. I will try to speed wake everyone out of here while there's still time.
I was gonna real quick fire an EMP arrow at the pedestal.
If I see him drawing back, I will hold off on speed wake long enough for that.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Bo.
And why not?
Because it's not going to hurt me. It's only going to hurt your friends.
Wait, why would it hurt us?
It's stalling us.
The people
Right.
who built me
We
built
should
this
go.
room to be safeguarded against things like that.
Right. Have fun talking to yourself, Fantasia. And I will try to speed wake everybody out of here.
Yeah, you're able to speedwake everybody out.
Put the arrow back.
Okay, if Death Race is on his way here, we need to... I'm not sure what's going on or how he's been involved with all this, but since some version of him was Overlord, let's not stick around and see what he might have picked up in the Wellspring of Velocity. Are we agreed?
If we just move on, then where's he going to go? We don't know what to expect from him. We can't just leave him out in the open.
Well, the thing is, Death Race from this universe is kind of just a bum. Like, he's not some world conquering, whatever. So
But he was setting up this place before the other one showed up. From what I saw in the crystals.
Yeah, but like, you know how this whole Netherwar bit's been playing with time, right? Like, how do we know that's not some sort of weird, sort of temporal blowback from all the crazy stuff that's been happening? Like, if things are getting set right, then maybe he's gonna go back to being the bum that he's always been.
Can we take that chance?
Are we in shape to
Centuria-
deal with him?
Centuria's gonna let out a sob and say something like, "My fault."
Wait,
No.
what do you mean your fault? Kate, it's not your fault.
It is my fault, and I didn't even know.
Okay, no, nothing's your fault. But what happened in there?
She showed me my past before I came here. And apparently I had forgotten some things. Philip has a body because I put him into Overdrive's body.
Wait, what?
I was trying to bring my Dave back. And I don't know. I don't remember what happened, but I got tricked into putting Philip into his body, and now he's free and out.
So my father was dead, but now he's in a body that you built for other days?
It wasn't built, it was your body in my dimension.
So, would that make Overlord Dave? But not Dave controlled by his father in Dave's body. Well, that's not creepy to think about.
I'm so sorry, I didn't remember.
You've been through so much. How could you?
She wanted me to help her free herself, and in the meantime create a body for Dave, but she asked me to just bring her body parts.
Okay. That's not... No.
What I said.
Look, Kate,
Let's just-
regardless of what happened before, I still trust you now. We all do.
Yeah.
Thanks. Let's get out of here before my mistake shows up.
I don't think we should leave that thing, whatever it is. Just, we need to contain it. We need to capture it somehow.
If the room is booby-trapped, then how do we capture it without destroying ourselves?
Well, even if we stay to deal with him, I don't know that staying in that room and fighting on the ground of his choosing is a good way of containing him.
No, but where can we go here? Where's a good place? I mean, you were here longer than any of us. Where can we
Some
fight
place
this?
where we have room to maneuver. Like there's a lot of open space in its headquarters, right? Alex, it's a meatpacking plant, right?
Yeah, it's got some pretty decently sized rooms.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. The Fantasia chamber is kind of central, isn't it?
Yes.
So anywhere out here inside the plant, but outside that room, and Resonant, I don't know if you're capable of sort of setting up some sort of early warning for a high-speed incoming.
I've never tried it. I don't know.
Can we use this portal? Maybe open it up to somewhere we can contain him? That dungeon dimension, perhaps? That your friend Warden used?
I don't know. Maybe. I've just been dialing the other dimensions for the other prisoners, sending them home. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to try messing with that. I can, but
Well, we need something.
right. Let me see if I can set up an early warning system. At the very least, if we're gonna do this here.
Okay.
So can I basically kind of like a spider web? If I can basically tighten the magical energy outside of the meatpacking plant so that when it's run through, I get the vibrational equivalent.
Yeah,
That
sure.
kind of swings down to me. I mean, it's not going to be. I'm going to say it's not going to be much of a warning, because if he can move as fast as you can, Dave, it's going to be. I'm going to give us maybe enough of a ping to be ready for him. It's not going to be like minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be trying to detect his approach as well. So
Okay.
it's gonna be fast.
Let me
But,
right.
we're not. At least it's not multiple speedsters coming in this time
That we know of.
that we know of.
Let's give it a shot. So
All right.
expertise magic, Alex.
Yes. Yep.
All right. 30.
Perfect. You build this sort of vibrational magical spider web where you'll be able to feel the effects of things coming and going in your direct area. As you're sort of weaving this spell, what's everybody else doing?
I mean, I want to put down a frost arrow and make like a big strip of ice leading right into the portal. I don't know if we can accurately determine where the portal will go.
And are you going to portal everybody else out first?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna try and just sort of get in tune with the wellspring, sort of try and sense his approach that way.
Awesome. You sort of reach out through that frequency, that sort of connecting force of all the speedsters in Earth Prime, and it feels incredibly lonely in there. Usually you're used to feeling sort of this rush of energy all throughout the plane of existence that you stand on, and you seem to be the only mode of light still attached to it, as you're sort of feeling this potential buzzing through you.
So everything is not necessarily fixed. Johnny Rocket is still bereft of speed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're telling me?
That is true.
Something is still wrong.
What do you mean?
I'm not sensing anybody else through the wellspring of velocity.
Not even Overlord?
No.
Is it possible he doesn't have his speed right now either?
I guess that is possible. Which means he may be a long time coming.
But he could still be on his way.
Yeah.
We might have to get more information out of Fantasia.
I don't trust a robot that lies.
Yeah, me either. We're kind of working in the dark here.
Resonant, can you...
Aghast. I am aghast. Do you think Fantasia's a liar? If anything, Fantasia told Centuria all of the truth.
Yeah,
excessively honest.
Yeah. Resonant, is the alternative atlas usable for something besides transport? Could you use it to possibly hone in on Philip?
Not with the Alternity Atlas.
Or do you have some other means of magically doing so?
I mean, he's you, just from a different dimension right now, or are you talking your father?
Well,
I mean, to both your father.
if I
This is really
understood
confusing.
Centuria correctly, my father's spirit or essence or whatever you want to call it is in a not really clone, but a magically constructed body of mine. Or
That's
whatever.
not this Overdrive's dad. This
No,
is
it's the-
technically Davy's dad.
Oh, okay.
So Overlord is Davy's dad
In Davy's body.
in Davy's body.
Yes.
I'm so
Right.
confused.
And Mortis does have the ability to set souls, so that's
Okay.
something that could be helpful.
Okay. So maybe then Mortis could reach out and find.
He can reach out and touch Faith. He already put it in, so you know.
Yes. Okay.
Reach out and touch Faith.
Is it the original Depeche Mode or is it the Marilyn Manson cover? And that's the important thing. That was good.
The original.
Mortis is Maryland, Vance.
Probably.
I'll let Jonesy answer. I won't besmirch him in the chat if he prefers the Depeche Mode version. I like
So,
both
yeah.
versions, but that's just me.
So we can let Mortis handle that,
Okay.
and I can focus on this.
I mean, if we have more time, that gives us more time to prepare.
Awesome.
True.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, Mortis will sort of sit on the ground and close his eyes, and the soul vault sort of unwinds and opens, and there's this whale of ghostly energy that moves out of his body and up into the sky. The area around him in the meatpacking facility becomes incredibly creepy. Things get sort of dark and stretched out. You can hear just ever so slightly Centuria's tears echoing through the building
That's
From-
sad.
from the time she cried
Oh.
earlier.
Oof.
And he says, "I've got him. He's coming.
How fast?
Not fast.
How long do we have?
15 minutes, maybe."
This is our chance. He doesn't have his super speed. We know he's on the way. We draw him in, hold him down, take him out.
We do not let him get to Fantasia's chamber. If that's prepped, we don't want to let him determine the battleground.
So, do this outside then, since we're not using the portal.
Well, he may see us outside.
He won't see me.
I'm Bat.
Alright.
But isn't it daytime outside, Bat Bowman?
There's plenty of shadows in the day.
Day is just night with one star.
There's only one star in the sky during the day.
If we don't,
I can't focus.
if we don't need the web of energy, I can create an illusion so that it doesn't look like we're here.
Okay. That'll do.
Don't call me pig.
Oh, wow! Oh. Man,
Nice pull.
it's a rough crowd tonight.
Okay. So we set up this illusion, we get ready. And the moment we see him, we just lay everything we have into him.
That's gonna be up to Dave.
Well,
I
we need to
mean-
make sure, we need to stop him and make sure he doesn't get to Fantasia's chamber. Especially if he's bereft of his speed, we don't want to give him the advantage of whatever surprises he's got programmed into her.
Okay.
Okay. So we keep him out of the building then.
Okay.
Hey, I get to use my illusion power again.
Awesome. So what kind of illusion are you weaving around the building?
Probably just like basically replacing the building itself, just minus us. So replicating the surroundings and just kind of hiding us behind the glamour.
Awesome. Cool. And everybody goes and hides and waits.
That's what it sounds like.
Right. 15 tense minutes go by, and a jeep drives up to the edge of the grounds, the building's grounds, where the fenced-in area is. And the jeep stops. The engine turns off. The headlights turn off. And Overdrive, you see your dad step out, dressed in civilian clothes. Kind of a dusty brown military surplus jacket, cargo pants, boots, green shirt. And he sort of walks slowly into the area.
Does he seem to have any weapons?
He does not. And he does not look like you. He looks like your dad.
He looks like... Okay. Maybe this is not Overlord, but this is my actual father.
And he kind of quietly makes his way across the courtyard.
Okay, so I guess I'll just signal everybody to pounce me. He's about halfway across. Let's say, I don't know, 100 feet from the Jeep or so.
Okay. Are we doing a team attack, or are we all doing something special?
Resident's going to be paying attention to the door for Fantasia, just to make sure nothing else gets by. So if you guys want to go ahead and gang up on Death Race, that's fine by me.
I was gonna try going for some foam to make him defenseless, but I can also do boxing glove as a team attack. That's if that's what Overdrive and Centurion would do.
Well, I mean, if he's powerless, I'm pretty sure that Bowman and Centurion can probably lay him low. I was going to, using quickness, make sure he doesn't have any surprises hidden in pockets or things. You know, like any kind of signaling device to, you know, like the old, you know, code red Fantasia, so she doesn't come, you know, so she doesn't go full thermonuclear.
Awesome. Would I really start an episode and end an episode with a nuclear situation? That doesn't sound like me.
Yes.
Sounds
Yes, it does sound exactly like you.
Yeah, what do you mean?
It's poetry. It rhymes.
Okay. So I guess I will go for immobilizing the guy then.
Yeah, I mean, I assume we're using the standard Mutants Masterminds rule that unless we declare murderous intent, the worst that's going to happen is KO.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll do that because anything else might knock him out. Let's just go for foam. Unless we want to do double punch. How's Centuria doing?
Centuria is about to punch this dude in the face, but you can do the phone.
Okay. I'll set him up, you can knock him down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay,
Well, that's always a miss.
I'm not missing a regular guy.
That was a natural one for
That is
Bowman
so
to
distressing.
shoot at Overdrive's
Civilian.
defenseless father.
Not today. Re-roll for a 25.
Hello, citizen. Yeah, he rolls a 5 on his dodge.
Oof.
So he is completely immobilized and defenseless.
Go get him.
Here I come. I should do heavy blow this time, right? Oh no, 11? Does that hit?
He is defenseless, so it does hit.
Aha!
Ow.
31!
Youch.
Yeah, you knock him all the way out.
Alright, Centuria literally just like calmly walks up to him and just punches him right in the face. She'd been through it.
He is down. And Overdrive, you want to run over and check his pockets for things?
Yeah, make sure he doesn't have any kind of, you know, devices or beckon calls or anything, you know, remote controls, anything like that. Just sort of empty his pockets.
So you do go searching through his pockets. You find the keys to the Jeep. You find a little white, almost looks like a key fob almost. The end of it is blinking with a red light.
Okay.
It's the same sort of polished white and black that the walls of Fantasia's chamber were.
Mm-hmm.
You also find a picture of your mother and of little baby you.
Good thing he's unconscious.
But he doesn't have anything else nefarious on him.
Okay. The thing that's blinking, is it starting, is the tempo of the blinking any faster, or is it just sort of pretty steady?
It's pretty steady while you're standing where you're at.
Okay. So I'll sort of point to that and say that's what I was worried about. And so I guess we'll try to wake him up or bring him around.
I'm sure you'll slap him.
So
Yeah.
we'll sort of, I assume Bowman has zip-tied cuffs or something like that.
Yeah.
On your belt.
Well, I have the bola arrow, so I never got handcuffs.
Well, that'll do.
He just like break the bow arrow and tie it around.
Yeah.
So yeah, he comes around. He's tied up. He's still in the foam as well.
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
And he kind of looks over at you, Centurion, and he says, "Wow, I didn't know they were teaching the Freedom League to do that these days."
Shut up. We have questions.
Which is it? Shut up, or we have questions?
She'll kick him.
Look, Death Race, I think you probably ought to wise up to the fact that no one's in the mood for shenanigans. What were you building this place for?
He kind of looks away and kind of looks over at you. I was trying to find a timeline where we didn't hate each other. And I could enjoy the last couple months of my life before the end.
What are you talking about?
I'm sick, Dave.
What do you mean sick, Phil?
It's a terminal illness. It's something the doctors can't figure out. They think it's because of the speed. My body's eating itself to death. And eventually I'll discorporate and turn into particles. I don't know how that works now that I've lost my powers. I was hoping to come talk to you about it, then maybe go see the doctor I've been seeing.
So what's with the killer robot in there?
Fantasia's not a killer robot. She's been helping me look for either you so I can make amends or a dimension where I wouldn't have to.
Okay, do you realize how crazy that sounds? That you were gonna hop into another dimension?
Wouldn't have been my problem in a couple of months.
Oh, just never mind if you would have screwed up the timeline for an entire reality. Maybe that's the problem between us, Dad. You don't ever care about the collateral damage of what you're doing. You just want what you want.
Glad you think it's that simple, Dave.
Did you? I imagine that I wasn't as difficult to find as building an interdimensional machine. How much effort did you put in? I mean, I'm running around rather publicly in Freedom City. I was in Emerald City for years before that. You know, if you knew who I was, why all the supervillain theatrics? if you're, you know, if you're turning over some kind of leaf and trying to make amends, why don't you just man up and do it? Like, why all the nonsense?
Because I
Look at all
never know. I never know when you're you.
What?
Sometimes you're another Dave from somewhere else.
Okay, are you seriously whacked out? Like, until all this craziness happened, like, that wasn't a thing.
That's just the first time you've noticed.
What? You mean this has happened before?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm getting a headache again.
a couple of times throughout
A
your
couple of times?
career as a hero. Fantasia's kept me up on it when she can.
Dave's a little wobbly in the knees. I gotta sit down.
It's the wellspring. It's
What
not
about-
just the wellspring of our universe. It's every multiverse's wellspring. And you pull more energy off of it than anybody has before.
Oh,
You are a
no, another
multiversal
Battlestar Galactica
variable.
reference. Multiversal variable. Okay, between magic and like I don't know.
Usually wind up in dimensions that are so similar you'd never know the difference. But it's infinite realities, Dave.
Great. And they're overlapping and colliding.
So forgive me, it's not easy to find you. It's not easy to find me. Sometimes I'm not me. Sometimes Johnny Rocket isn't him.
Man.
So I was hoping to find a place that I could go and die in peace. But then you broke it all.
What?
Everything. You broke everything. When you...
What do you mean I broke everything?
I don't really understand exactly what happened, but Fantasia told me that there was this mirror shard that you used on yourself, and it fractured you.
How does your robot parse all this? Like, where did you get her?
I found her here.
Here? Like, in this meatpacking plant?
Yeah. I don't know exactly where she came from, but she appears to be some kind of multiversal navigation robot. Like, you know, those annoying kids used to have, the Alternatines.
Is Overdrive aware that one of them is the new Raven operating in New York City, or is that just play? Or...
That's probably just player knowledge.
Okay.
Navigatrix was her name.
And all of those kids by now have graduated from Claremont and have moved on.
Some of them very, very far away. Because they have a robot that can travel through time and space. And dimensions. I just have the AI.
So,
And I don't even know if technically I have the AI or the AI has me.
bad. Oh, this is so messed up.
Guess I should say thank you for saving my life.
I never wanted to kill you, or I mean, I wasn't thrilled with the fact that my father's a villain.
I made a lot of mistakes, Dave. You were the only one I didn't.
So Overdrive is kind of feeling a little overwhelmed at this point. Is kind of pacing, making a conscious effort to not pace at super speed. Every now and then he'll sort of blur into super speed pacing.
Resident is kind of standing behind Dave, trying not to tear up because she's feeling the tumult of emotions coming off of him from all of this.
Manchuria is going to take this moment to stomp up to where his dad is laying and say, "How dare you come over here, blame all of this stuff on him, and then be like, oh, but you're just, I never made a mistake with you. Like, you have caused so many issues," and she's just gonna go off on a tangent.
He will listen quietly.
Centuria, I appreciate your defense, but what if my using that mirror shard did screw everything up? I mean,
damn it, Davey.
Well.
You didn't screw anything up.
If there's a situation to fix, then we'll do it together.
So what is your plan now with this robot? I mean, I don't think it's good for you to do any more dabbling in other dimensions. I don't know that that's going to fix any problems.
Well, I really didn't think I'd get this far, so I don't know what's going to happen.
About Overlord.
That Plankton meme where he's like, I don't know, I never thought I'd get this.
Wait, we do know that Overlord is currently swirling down the wellspring, right?
Yes.
Okay. Never mind then. I was barely confused.
You don't know if that means he's gone or not, but...
Right. It's a comic book, right? We get it. But he's currently nullified.
Overlord, go down the hole.
And,
So, is it only you left? There's no more of your other speedster pals that got brought over here?
oh, you're talking about that chick with that guy with the bat and the lady with the wings on her legs?
Yes. Powerless or not, they need to be dealt with.
Yeah, they got away.
Away where?
I don't know. I was sort of grappling with the lack of superpowers thing.
Convenient.
Can I do a bit of an insight check there to see if I believe them? Because I don't believe them.
Sure, go ahead and roll an insight check. Oh, them? I shot them in the head 2 times and left them in a dumpster.
I mean, I don't know if I'd mind. 23.
You think he is telling the truth. At least most of the truth.
All right.
How much of the truth? 12% of the truth?
That's not most. Like 51% of the truth.
51, yeah.
Then we still have some variables in play.
So
Maybe there's some way we can find them before they can leave Emerald City.
I mean, maybe Mortis can, soul track them.
Resonant's kind of wiping tears out of her eyes. And
So are you living here in Emerald City? Like that you have a Jeep here?
Yeah. Yeah, I have an apartment downtown. I'll give you the address if you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he'll write it down on a slip of paper from his wallet and hand it over to you.
Okay. I'll ask him for the pen, and I'll tear a piece of that paper off and write down my personal, not like a Freedom Link communicator. Like I'll write down my personal cell phone number and pass it to him. So I'm gonna have to talk to Mom. I mean, I can't promise you anything. I mean, I'm not the one you really hurt. You just weren't there for me, but Mom spent a lot of time being scared of when you were going to show up next.
That's fair.
I'm sure he's just like grinding her teeth because she doesn't think he deserves this kindness, but she's not going to say anything.
Do you guys think I had a thought. Do you think the Adam family might be able to help us with Fantasia?
Maybe.
I talked to Tess a decent amount in the Nexus when we were trying to figure out some other stuff.
So, Dad, Fantasia's not any kind of threat while she's here in the meatpacking plant?
Unless you play Uno with her.
Oh, God.
Sure, we could use the Adam family's help. They would know more about this sort of technology than I do.
I have that little communication disc, don't I?
You do.
I will. I'll hand Dad his keys back, and sort of vibrate through his bonds. I don't know, Dad. I got a lot to think about. I got to talk to Mom, but yeah, I don't know. But he'll sort of look at the rest of the team like, I mean, go see your doctor, find out what's happening with you, and I'll talk to Mom. I can't promise you anything more than that.
Take your time. I know it's a lot. And he will walk away.
Do you still have the white block?
Yeah, I only gave him his keys back, not the Fantasia thing.
Do you want to ask him what this is? And she points to it.
That's a pager. Fantasia pings it when she needs my attention.
Interesting, because she told us that you would just know.
Which,
maybe she's just being
in a crazy
mysterious.
robot kind of way, isn't actually a lie. I think I prefer she were a liar than a mysterious robot.
She's funny like that.
Yeah, funny.
And Phil will walk away.
As he turns to leave, Bowman's just gonna say, "You don't deserve the son that you have, but just remember this: we all know where to find you."
We agree about that, Bowman.
And just a squint.
When Phil leaves, Resonant's gonna pull out the communicator for Dr.
Adam?
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Resonant, are we ready to go to Lafandi?
Not quite yet. We've kind of stumbled across something out here in Emerald City.
What kind of something?
An AI. Maybe belonging to the Alternatines. If we can believe a somewhat reformed supervillain.
Did you find a robot or an AI?
An AI. There's no body. Though from what Centuria said, it's trying to build one.
Well, I guess you better let me take a look at her.
Okay. So I'll look at the rest of the group. Do you guys want to come with me?
Yes.
All right. So I will head into Fantasia's area with Dr. Adam out, so he can get a look at her.
Yeah, his little Indiana Jones-esque avatar pops up. And when Fantasia sees you all walk into the room. Not Cynthia, wrong robot. She says, "Oh, good, you guys came back. I see you have Philip's fob. Is he okay?"
Yes, he's okay.
More than he deserves to be.
That's not very nice, Bo. I thought you were a lover, not a fighter.
I'm a lot of things.
Man of mystery, I like that. Who's your little friend there?
This is Dr. Adam.
And you see Dr. Adam sort of looking around the room that you guys are in. and he looks up at the AI, and he's gonna roll a technology check. And get a 40 because he's Dr. Adam. And he kind of looks bewildered for a moment, and he says, "That's this isn't just some random AI resonant. This is a preserver artifact."
Oh, you're gonna have to explain that to me. I'm sorry.
Well, the preservers are. There's not much that we know about them, although to be honest, they are an ancient forebearer race who created everything, and then were betrayed and disappeared mysteriously.
Oh,
The Alternatine's robot Navigatrix is also one of these preserver artifacts, but she's a full-fledged robot body. I know AIs are usually bad news from them.
from the preservers?
Yeah. There's most of the preserver AI that heroes of Earth Prime have stumbled across have lost their minds due to millennia being alone with just their programming. There was one in Emerald City that tried to wake up an ancient robot to destroy everything. There's another one, famous one known as the Curator, who just sort of zips around the universe collecting things and putting them in bottles.
Yeah, Centurion Bowman probably knew that one from the files.
This one says your name was Fantasia, right?
Yes.
Does that ring a bell, Dr. Adam?
I've not heard of a Fantasia before. They usually have names like that, though.
Well, if it's as dangerous as you say it is, we can't leave it here.
I'm not sure we can move it if we wanted to.
Is there a way we can contain the site?
Not that I can do remotely. You're going to have to get my grandchildren out here to build a containment facility for this area. We can quarantine her in this room. I'm not going to interface with her.
I think that's a fair assessment. So, okay. Well, I figured if anybody could deal with this, it would be you and your grandkids.
Yeah, I'm calling them now.
Okay. Can I get an insight roll on Fantasia?
Sure.
$23.
So you're sort of feeling her out, and the biggest emotional connection that you can sort of build with her is one of absolute loneliness. That's sort of what you're feeling more than anything else.
Okay.
She doesn't seem evil.
Just kind of like I've been alone for so long that when I get a chance to be with somebody, I don't know how to fully interact with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can definitely tell she wants to get out of this room.
Right. Okay. So I will pass that information along to Dr. Adam. So at the very least, I don't think this one is like the others that you talked about. I think this one just really... I think its isolation has really made it so that it doesn't know how to interact with people. I think it might still be as it was meant to be, which, if that's the case, that would be something wonderful, wouldn't it?
That'd be interesting, at least. We would have to acquire a great deal of information about what the preservers were and what they wanted and where they went.
Well, just so your grandkids know that they might get something very chatty when they show up.
I suppose. I will keep an eye on it.
Okay, and I will let you know when we're heading to see my uncle. Sorry to bother you beforehand. Just didn't know who else to turn to.
No, this is interesting. And he says this is going to be one of the great scientific finds of our time. I don't think you know that yet, Resident.
Well, hopefully it works out.
Really, the last place one would think to look for that sort of thing.
I mean, most ancient things are built over time and time again, so I suppose not surprising to find it here.
Well, I'm excited to begin looking into it.
All right. So she's going to turn to the rest of the group. So we've got a couple of depowered speedsters running amok. I don't know how much trouble they can actually get up to.
Well, if they've got technical knowledge from more advanced universes, that could still be a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
We should probably try to round them up.
Let's not give them a moment to figure out their next move.
Is it possible for Mortis, since we've encountered them, can he get a lock on their souls?
The odd thing is, there's no, he can't seem to get a feel for them anywhere nearby.
Okay.
He's not sure why that is.
I don't know that we have much of it. Unless we want to, I mean, Dave, if you want to run around the city looking for him, but then you're all by yourself. And that bat was, I mean, even in the hands of somebody else, and even if they're not a speedster, that bat was probably more powerful than it needed to be.
Dave's just running
not their
against
speed.
kneecap by a guy with no speed.
I'll alert the Sentinels to be on the lookout too. We should send the information over to them.
Okay. I think we need to get back to Freedom City.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to figure out why everything still went back to the way it was, except for nobody has speed but you. And something's still off.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you all sort of put an APB out for the Sentinels to go look for Godspeed and strike out. And you slowly begin making your way back to Freedom City.
1 minute later.
1 minute later.
Well, see, I learned my lesson over the break. Instead of getting complicated with math, I should just use the simple formula that comes with the chart.
Do we like pass by
And
the ship that went to pick up our homies?
Yeah, you would pass by that.
Yeah. So it's a 30-second run.
Nice.
That was much faster than doing complicated math, wasn't it? Yes, it was.
The rank chart, everybody.
It's your friend.
It is your
Use
friend.
it. Use it.
There's a reason I made a handout on our Roll20 table for it.
When we get back to Freedom City and Dave has finished, letting us out of his speed wake, Resonant's gonna kind of come up to him, and give him a hug. And as she's holding him, she's like, "Are you okay?"
That's a hell of a question. I don't know if I can answer that. I gotta talk to Mom. I gotta talk to Tracy. I gotta get my head on straight.
Well, if you need someone to talk to, my door's open.
Thanks. I'm gonna take you up on that. First, I gotta let Mom know what's going on. Bring Tracy up to speed. We have, things have not been. Well, things have been tense since I've been elsewhere for who knows how long. And somebody else was me. Yeah, a lot of.
We will have to look into what your father said, though.
Yeah.
About how you. Yeah. But that's another day. You go home. Go process.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, what are friends for?
Awesome. So everybody goes off to relax and brood and think for a couple of days.
Bowman goes back. Bowman goes back to the quiver. Jason's eating all his hot pockets.
Is Jason there when I go back there?
He wouldn't be back yet.
No. Okay. So yeah,
He's on an airplane ride with Sophie.
He would be standing in the quiver alone for the moment, just again looking over the damage that was done.
They took your salmon ladder pole.
They took the salmon ladder pole. But as he's looking at there, he's also thinking about the position he put Jason in and the fact that Jason was in danger specifically because of him, and the fact that he got brought into this world and he's just standing there brooding with guilt.
When Centuria gets to her room, she'll just sort of stare at her bed where she woke up with Dave this morning and now she's alone again. She'll just sort of sigh and then like shower and do all of those sad mopey things, and then just sort of throw herself down on the bed and take Davey out and lay it beside her and say, "Just us again, Dave."
It'll always be us, Kate. Even if I'm like this,
And she'll just cry.
I still know I love you. And on that note, I think we're gonna end this week's episode.
Wow.
Are we? Are we really?
Dark stuff this week, guys.
What an episode.
Dark stuff.
Wow. Celine Dion playing in the background. All right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We were very excited to see all of you. Thank you to Jupe for the 100 bits earlier. I forgot to mention that because there was a lot of good role playing going on. I didn't want to interrupt it. And thanks, Jace Kestrel, for hanging out with us tonight. We're always happy to see you with us. And Jonesy for hanging out in the chat. I hope you feel better.
Jonesy, yeah, feel better.
Couple of announcements, and then I'll give everybody a chance to say goodbye, and we'll get on out of here. Tomorrow there is no episode of Tales of the Finest. Jonesy is still feeling sick, so we're going to go ahead and just postpone to next week. Monster of the Week will be back on Wednesday, and then Friday we will have an episode of our podcast, Something Dragons, and there will be a new kind of blog post on Thursday. Aaron has put together a couple of NPC stat blocks from their Pathfinder campaign for a couple of the characters who have been prominent in the storyline, so it's going to be interesting to see that kind of content. I'll be doing a couple of those for Netherwar characters who are accustomed to our scenario, so Godspeed, Strikeout, the horrible devouring demons, Overlord. We'll probably find some other folks to throw in there as things that you can use to torment your players with. Free of charge from us. Yeah, go ahead, everybody, say goodbye and plug anything you want to plug, and then we'll get out of here. Starting with Kevin.
Okay, well, like I said, thanks for coming in. You know, stay with us for more good tunes tomorrow. Tomorrow is Brutus Eve, so this sad little creature will have to go home after tomorrow.
Brutus Eve.
Brutus Eve.
Aww.
Over to you, Kat.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us and listening to all this sad stuff that's going on with all of our characters. I hope you guys don't feel as sad as I do. I don't really have anything else to plug, so I'll just pass it to you.
Yep. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. We had a lot of fun with this one, even if it did end on a sad note. Yeah, very somber note. Come join us over on our webpage. Come check out our replays on YouTube if you don't catch us live. And I'm going to go ahead and say this now. For those of you that are interested in conventions when they roll around, Alex and I are running games at Origins this year. It's going to be at the end of September, beginning of October here in Columbus, Ohio. So if you want to play with either one of us, keep an eye out for that when event registration goes live in a couple of months. I think it's sometime in September that's going to happen. So, over to you, Calvin.
All right. Well, yeah, pretty heavy episode, but still a thrill to play. Highlight of my week. So. Excited to be here, of course, all the time, every Monday. And again, for me, if you want to hear more of my voice for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, I'm over on the Win with Dice channel on YouTube, where again we do weekly podcasts and occasional game streams. The Lancer RPG, we're playing a whole lot of that. It's been really fun, and we've been talking about it a whole lot too. So if you want to know more about it, just go over there and check it out. We did a character creation thing on there a couple months ago that went pretty well. So, if you're interested in making a character in the game, you can check that out too.
Awesome. And I'm Alex. I'm always happy to be here every Monday night. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. We hope to see you next time, same bat channel. We will be back here. We'll actually be starting book number 3 of Netherwar next week. So if you're ready for some of the actual modules from the campaign, we will be jumping back in. So, not that I don't love our custom stuff that we've been doing, because it gives me the chance to end episodes like this. Awesome. We are going to go ahead and raid the Bear Pen tonight. It looks like they're playing City of Mist. And thank you, everybody. Make good choices. We'll see you next time.